Tanny Cooks here. Today I'm going to show you how to make the perfect mustard fried catfish. Let's get to cooking. So I'm starting off with 1.75 pounds of catfish fillets. I have a total of 3 fillets from Publix. Their fish is fresh, never frozen. So I'm just going to give it a quick wash under cool water, and I'm going to inspect it by running my fingers down the whole fillet to make sure there aren't any bones. And look at that. I found some bones. So the wash process is very important for this reason. I'm going to just use a small paring knife to cut off that small section of bones that was left on. Don't want to chew on that. Okay, so now that I have my fish cleaned, it is time to season it up. I'm using my standard seasonings: garlic powder, onion powder, Old Bay seasoning, which contains some salt. The very first ingredient is celery salt. I'm also using this lemon pepper, and it also contains salt as the first ingredient. So for the actual seasoning of the fillets themselves, I'm not going to add any additional salt. I am going to add a special ingredient after I pull my fish out of the fryer. I'll have a link to that in the description box, so stay tuned to the video to find out that very important ingredient. And I'm also adding mustard. This is mustard fried catfish. Mustard, you won't taste the mustard at the end, but it'll have a delicious flavor. And mustard also contains vinegar, and that is a natural tenderizer. You can also use mustard as a marinade on your chicken before you fry it as well. And pork chops for that matter. We're going to use this mustard in place of eggs, so it's also going to help our flour cornmeal mixture to bind to our fish and make a delicious crispy crust that sticks to our meat while it cooks. So just rub it all in. I decided that I needed some more seasoning. I didn't see quite enough Old Bay on the back side, so I just sprinkled a little bit more on. You can season to your taste. Okay, there we have it. That is perfectly seasoned. So now I have my yellow plain cornmeal and all-purpose flour. And then the same basic seasonings that I used to season the fish, I'm also going to use to season my breading. That is an important step for me to season both. So I'm using 1 part cornmeal to 2 parts flour. It's really a matter of your personal preference. When doing fish, some people will use all cornmeal. Other people might use all flour. I personally like doing a combination of cornmeal and flour. I do the same thing when I fry my chicken as well. So now I'm just adding the same seasonings to my cornmeal flour mixture. And then give it a gentle mix in order to incorporate the seasonings all throughout your breading mixture. It really is so much quicker than buying breading from the store. Well, it's just as quick and so much cheaper. And so I'm just going to pat the flour cornmeal onto each fillet to make sure it is sufficiently covered. And the fish will sit in this flour mixture for a few minutes while I wait for my oil to heat up in my fry pan. So these few minutes of waiting will actually help to make sure that the coating stays on the fish as it fries and it doesn't fall off in the pan. Catfish might be my favorite fish to eat. Leave me a comment down below in the comments and let me know which fish is your favorite. Is it catfish, tilapia, salmon, whiting, perch? Your favorite fish to fry. So here's a fry pan. I'm using canola oil, and I'm just going to heat up my pan. Since I only have 3 pieces, I'm going to fry this in a shallow pan so I don't use all the oil to fill up my deep fryer. This is a container of some used canola oil I used once before to fry some chicken. I'm just going to reuse that here and then toss it out. So once my oil is heated up, I'm going to add my fish. So for this large pan, I'm only going to fry 2 pieces first, and then the last batch, I'll fry the last piece of fish. You'll notice it's at the bottom of the pan now. As it cooks, the fish will float closer to the top. This is a silicone splatter guard. I have a link to it in the description box below this video. It helps to keep the grease from splattering. It'll still splatter some on your stove, but it'll stop it from splattering in your eyeball. I know that for sure. So now that the fish is floating to the top, I'm just going to use a fish spatula to see if it is all the way done. It's like a long spatula that definitely comes in handy when frying fish. I'm just using tongs along with it to give it a gentle turn. The amount of time it takes to fry really depends on the size of your pan, the amount of oil you're using, and the temperature, but it should be around 4 to 6 minutes to fry. You'll see the perfect golden color and it'll start to float to the top. And look at that, y'all. Beautiful fried, mustard fried catfish. I have it cooling on a rack so that the air can circulate all around it and not get soggy. This smoked sea salt is a secret ingredient. You want to salt your food when you take it out of the fryer, whether it's fried fish or fried chicken. It really makes a difference. The salt will hit the palate when you eat it, but it won't be too salty because we didn't add additional salt on the interior. Look in the description box to see a link to the smoked sea salt. Now I'm going to give you a quick recipe to make your own tartar sauce. We're starting off with a few tablespoons, about 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. To that, we're going to add about a tablespoon of dill relish. Now this dill relish is not sweet relish. Sweet relish contains high fructose corn syrup, and I just don't like the taste of that. So then we're going to add about a teaspoon of lime juice or lemon juice and just give that a quick mix. And this will be the best tartar sauce you've ever tasted. If you only have sweet relish, you can use that, but you can add a teaspoon of dry dill herb to it. Now I'm adding a little bit of smoked sea salt. You could add garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper. Just give it a mix and adjust your seasonings to taste. And there we have it, our beautifully golden mustard fried catfish and our homemade tartar sauce. This is absolutely delicious. And look at how moist and beautiful the inside white flesh is. Look at that, y'all. Absolutely perfect and steaming hot in my fingers. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel and share this video with any of your friends that you think may be interested.